this video, we are going to see a problem on sectional orthographic projections. For that, here we have a question. Given that figure shows pictorial view of an object, draw the following views. Sectional front view looking in the direction X, top view and left hand side view. So here this question is given in front of us, and this sectioning part we are going to see it later on. Now when we are looking at this question, we have to draw a sectional front view looking from X direction, which is given here. Means I have to look from this direction X by cutting the object and then seeing it along X direction. So that will be called as the sectional front view. Next, I have to draw the top view of the object, and left hand side view means standing over this side. So I'll mark the direction. So here is the observer for left hand side view, and it should be drawn over the right hand side, because in this case the method is not mentioned. Either we should use first angle or third angle. So I would be using here first angle method of projection. That is, whenever nothing is given, we have to follow first angle method of projection. Then if we have such a question in front of us which gives us the pictorial view, that is the 3D diagram, we have to draw it or convert it into 2D diagram by drawing it the front view, top view and left hand side view. And for that purpose, here we would be needing the total length of the object, total height and total width. So for that, if I look along X direction, then in case of front view, I can see the total length and total height of the object. Next, when I am looking from side, then I will be able to see the total width. So when I am looking the object in X direction, here if I see the external diameter is 60 mm. So from this location, I'll mark it here onto the diagram. From this location up till here, it is 60 mm. Then after that, when I see it from here itself, in that case, here there is a semicircular portion whose center is at this location. So from center up till here, the radius is 30 mm. So this distance is 30. Then from the center up till here, this is 25, and 25 plus 20, and where this line is ending, it is exactly in straight line with the center. So from the center to the external radius, which is 30, so 30 plus 20, 50 plus 25, 75. 75 plus radius 30, that gives me a length of 105 mm. I'll note it down here. Total length is 105 mm. Then for the total height, when I'm looking into this diagram, from this point, that is, this point is nothing but the center. So from this center to center, the distance is 105. From this center up to top, the radius is external radius. So diameter is 60, radius becomes 30. So from this location to the point at the top, the total height will be 105 plus 30, that is 135. Next, from this center up to the bottom, here this height is nothing but the radius of external circle, which is 60 mm diameter. So again 30. So 135 plus 30, that gives me 165 as the total height. I'll explain it again. From the center to center, it is 105. Next, from center to top, it is 30 as the radius. Next, from center to bottom, it is also 30, corresponding to the radius. So total height is 165 mm. Then for the total width, when I'm looking from side as an observer, like in this direction of arrow, I can say that the maximum width is 60 mm. So I'll note down the width. Now, once I have written the total length, height and width, here I'll draw the rectangles, that is explaining the spacing for this problem, that is where to draw the front view, top view and side view. So let us get started. Here in this case, we have to remember that since the height is a significant amount, which is 165 mm, we have to leave space from the top. Now, after I have left some space at the top, which is for 165 mm height, now here in this case, we have to draw the left hand side view, and left hand side view should be drawn on right hand side, by using first angle method of projection. And in that case, the side view will be in VP, that is on right hand side here, and as front view and side view are adjacent to each other, so if the side view is on right side, front view should be on left hand side. So in the front, as the length and height are visible, I'll draw a rectangle of length 105, height 165 over here. So length is 105 mm. Next, so here I have a rectangle whose length is 105 mm and the height is 165 mm, inside which I'm going to draw the front view. Next, for the top view, in case of top view, the height of the object is not visible, but only length and width are visible. So length, I'm going to project it as it is, like here. Then the width is 60 mm. Now, inside this rectangle, I am going to draw the top view. Now, in the side view, the width of the object and the height is visible, not the length. So here I'll draw the rectangle of height and width. Height, I can get it directly from the front view. Width can be projected from the top view. So here I am taking a point. Through that, I am measuring an angle of 45 degree, which is required for the side view. Then projecting this width upwards. Now, here in this rectangle, I am going to draw the front view. Over here, top view, and here will be the left hand side view drawn on right hand side. Now, the first thing from where we should start is the front view. And in the question, it is said that we have to draw the sectional front view looking in the direction X. So from X direction, I won't be drawing the sectional front view in the start. First, I have to move in this question in such a way that there is no sectional view. Means whatever is given, I have to draw it plain without cutting, that is without taking the section. So looking along X direction, I am going to first draw the plane front view, and when I am looking here along X, the first thing which is visible to me are these two circles, one having a diameter of 60, other is having diameter 44. Now that circle is starting exactly from the left hand side, so I'll mark its center, that is taking 30 mm length and 30 mm height to get this center. Measuring the 30 mm length. Next, I'll take that same distance into the compass and mark it over this side. Next, drawing horizontal line through this point, a light line. Over this line, I am going to mark the same radius. Keeping this center, the radius is 30 mm. I am going to draw a light circle through this. Inside this, there is another circle of diameter 44 mm, so radius is 22 mm. So here I have drawn this circle. Next, after that, when looking from front, in that case, along X direction, here this surface is also visible. Now it has a length of 20 and starting exactly at the center. So I'll take from this center as the reference. I'll project it upwards with the help of a light line. Next, from here I am going to measure the length as 20 mm. So taking a length of 20 mm, next projected it light. After that, from this center, that is exactly at this location, here another length is 10 and this cylindrical block is also seen from the front, having total length of 30 mm. So from top where this portion has ended, I am going to measure 30 mm from here. Already 20 we have, so measuring 10 mm and then plotting a light vertical line below. Next, here this cylindrical portion has a total height of the diameter equal to the diameter, which is 60 mm. So from the top I am going to measure 60 mm. Drawing light line through it. After that, here this portion which I can see from the front is called as the rib. Rib, this much portion of the rib is also visible, and it will be connected from this point, which is exactly here, and making a tangent to the cylindrical surface which is there at the bottom. So here is the rib. After that, another surface is there which is having 15 mm height. Now this surface is located from the bottom center at a height of 60 mm. So here at a height of 60 mm from the center, 60 mm, drawing light horizontal line through it. This portion has a height of 15 mm, so measuring 15 mm from here. Then after drawing this surface, I can say that the visible portion of the front view has been completed. Now I have to go for the hidden portion. Like looking from X direction, this inner circle was seen, but there are even two circles inside both the discs here. These circles won't be visible along X direction, so I have to plot them hidden. So here I have the center, which will be exactly at half of 60 mm. I'll mark that center. Then the inner circle is having a diameter of 30 mm, so measuring 15 on both sides. Here I have this plate of 15 mm. I am directly measuring its distance 15 and will plot it here. Then there is another circle inside this portion. Now it is having a length of 30 mm corresponding to the radius. So from one side I am going to get 30 mm, which will give me the center line. Measuring 30 from here and then plotting a light vertical line through it. Now that gives me the center line, and inside it there is a circle of diameter 30. It is given. So measuring again 15 on both sides. Here I already have this 15 mm. I am taking the same distance, plotting it with this center. So I'll leave this portion as it is. That is, once I have completed this, these lines I won't be drawing it hidden, because the question is of sectional orthographic. If it would have been for orthographic projections, then I would have directly made it dark and even drawn the hidden lines over it. But we have to cut this object in the end, because whenever you have a question of sectional orthographic projections, try to draw the plain front view, top view and side view, and at the last take the section. Don't take the section at the first. So here, after completing this front view, I'll go for the top view. So when I'm looking at the object from the top as an observer, now looking from top, the first thing is visible is this cylindrical portion. Now the length of the cylindrical portion is 30. We have this length already in the front view, but its width is 60 mm, as can be seen here, because it is corresponding to the outer circle diameter. So from here till here it is 60 mm in width. So for that, and at the same time when I'm looking this object from top, along this complete center line the object is symmetric, so I need the center line in the top view as well. For that, drawing this center line. Next, I'm going to draw this cylindrical block in the top, so its length I can get it from the front view directly, which I am projecting here. So this block is visible from the top. Then after this block, at the same time, here this semicircular part and the circle which is there inside, both are visible from the top. So I have their centers in the front view. So plotting the center, so here is the center and this much is the radius for the outer semicircle, which is 30 mm, so width becomes 60 mm. Then as there is another circle inside this semicircle which I have taken in the front view, so I am taking the same radius which is 15 mm for the inner circle and drawing it like. Then looking from top, this cylindrical portion is also visible. So whatever remains outside this block is the cylindrical portion, because it is also having a width of 60 mm, which is the total width. Then at the same time when I am seeing from top, in that case this rib is also visible having width 12 mm. So for the rib, out of this center line I am measuring 6 mm on one side, 6 mm on other side. So that gives me the width as 12 mm. Then projecting it here. Now I can say that whatever the visible part is there in the top view that I have drawn, so I can directly make it dark, because top view is not asked sectional, it is plain, so we can directly make it dark. So I'm making these semicircle and circle dark. When looking from top, the entire outline of the object will be made dark. Next, looking from top, this block is visible first, so it will be made dark completely. Then rib is also visible from the top. Next, I am drawing this central line, which should be medium dark. When I am looking from top, in that case, all the three inner circles are not visible as they are inside. So starting with this block, which is of 30 mm length and its width is 60 mm, inside this there is a circle of diameter 30 mm. So 30 will be the width and its length is throughout this 30 mm. So for that, I'll measure 15 mm on both the sides. Like here also the circle is having the same diameter, so the radius is also same, which is 15 mm, and marking the point here as well as here, and then projecting light horizontal lines through them. So here this will be the hidden circle in the top view. So here I've drawn this light. These are the lines for the inner hidden circle. Looking from top, in that case, this circle is seen as I have drawn it here. There is another circle which is there inside, whose center is here, that is having diameter 44 mm. So that will be corresponding to the length of the circle, and its width is throughout, that is 60 mm, because it is a through circle. So for that, projected it light. Then here this line is coinciding, that is the dark line, and this line of the circle are coinciding. So when we have hidden as well as visible line coinciding each other, no need to draw the hidden line over it. Then after that I can say that next there will be dark line between these two surfaces because they are on different planes. So yes, there is dark line separating them. Next, there is even a line here which coincides with this line along the width. So they are onto the same level and coinciding as well. After that, there is a cut inside this cylinder of 20 mm length, which I can get it directly from the front view, and its width is throughout. So this is the cut. One side of it is coinciding with the dark line, no need to draw it, and this other side will be drawn having the width throughout as 60 mm. After I have reached here, I can say that the top view has been completed. Now going back to the side view. Side view as an observer here, when we are looking at this object, then in that case, the first thing which is visible to me is this cylinder. Now this cylinder has a height of 60 mm, even the width is 60. So height of that cylinder, I can get it directly from the front view. Then the width is throughout. Next, again when I am looking from side, along this center line the object is completely symmetric, so I will be projecting the center line in the side view. Next, the height of the cylinder has been projected. After that, even the rib is seen in the side view. Now the height of the rib I can get it from the front view, width from the top view. Now the width is 12 mm. Either I can take that width from the top view or directly measure 66 mm from this side. So I'm directly measuring it because that will save time. So this will be the rib. Next, looking from side, in that case, here this both these circles are also visible. One is having diameter 60, other diameter 30. So first I'll project the center, or in other words, I'm going to measure this radius directly from the front view and mark the center from the top. Taking this center, and the radius is 30 mm. Drawing a circle here. Then inside this there is another circle measuring its radius and drawing it, light. Now I can say that whatever the visible portion is there, that I have completed. So I'll quickly start making these surfaces dark. So these two circles are visible. Then the rib is visible, and I'll make it slightly curved because it is connecting a cylinder which is a curved surface, so avoiding the sharp corners. Next, the portion which is behind is the cylinder, which I can see here from the side. So I'm drawing these lines. Some portion of this line will be hidden. Now here I'll make the surfaces dark. Next, this line which is having width of 60 mm is connected up to the top, that is this centers. And here as we see the change of plane, it indicates that both the surfaces are on different planes, and that we can make out here as this cylinder and the surface. Cylinder is ahead, this surface is behind. So there is dark line in between them, and this much portion goes inside the rib, so it is hidden. Then there is another circle inside the cylinder throughout the width. For that, I have this circle in the front view, so projecting its center line. So drawing this center line first, it should be medium dark, remember, so that is why I am using a red color which indicates medium dark line, and whatever I have drawn in black, that is the dark portion, so you have to just distinguish between them. Next, the hidden circle, it is throughout the width. After that, there is another portion, this plate, which goes behind the observer. As we can see here, observer is on this side along the arrow, and the plate is behind, so that plate will not be visible to the observer, so I have to draw it hidden. And that plate in the front view, I have it at this location, so I will be projecting that plate light. Then I need to draw it hidden. So this is the plate. Next, inside this plate, there is a circle of 30 mm diameter. So it means that is the width of the circle, which I can get it from the side view, and it is only up to this plate. So this circle is also having 30 mm diameter. I am going to directly project it down. Then I'll draw the hidden lines through them. So now I can say that only this much is there in the side view, that is we have completed it, drawn all the visible portion as well as the hidden portion. So after drawing the center lines, I can say that the side view is over. Now once I have completed the side view, I can go for the front view, which is the sectional front view. And just before drawing it, I'll explain the step. See, whenever you have any view which is sectional, like it can be sectional front view, sectional top view, or sectional side view, first make the outline of the drawing dark and then go for the inner details. So I'll be explaining this. So here, now for the sectional front view, I have to cut this object, and in the question they have given this cutting plane AA. I am just drawing it along the section. Now this is the section plane which I have drawn. It is like a piece of glass which is going to cut the object into exactly half. Cutting plane also called as the section plane. Now when this cutting plane is passed through the object completely, it is going to cut the object into two halves along the width. Now when it has been cut, the diagram is here. This is the sectional front view, but this is the pictorial view. We have to draw it in two dimension. Now when the cutting plane passes through this cylinder, it has two circles. One is outer, other is inner. So the circle will be cut in this way. Next, again the bottom portion of the cylinder and this rib, they are all on the same plane. Next, after this, the cutting plane, when it passes through this semicircular portion, this portion is also cut. So here it will look like this. And after passing through the rib, it is going to cut the bottom cylinder as well in this way. So it means now I have to draw this as the sectional front view, and for that my direction as an observer will be along X. So first, as explained, I'll make the outlines dark, outlines based on this drawing, and then I'll go for these inner details. Let us get started here. For the section, inner circle will be visible. So here, after drawing this outer circle, I'll draw the inner circle dark. So this is the step to be followed in case of sectional orthographic projections, that you have to make the outlines dark first and then go for the inner details. Next, when the cutting plane is passing, like it is passing in the side view, it is going to cut these surfaces. So here I have to make this line dark because that cylinder has been cut, so this indicates the thickness. And even here at the bottom, then the circle which is there inside this portion in this plate, it has to be also drawn dark. Next, after this, here if we can see, there is a dark line because this cylindrical portion has been cut and this much portion is the rib. So for that, I'll draw a horizontal line up till here. Next, this surface will be in the same plane as that of the circular surface. So I have to make the remaining portion, this much of the circle, dark. Next, after reaching this stage, I have to draw the section lines here. So I'll explain the surface inside which there should be section lines. these are the surfaces which I am shading, inside which there should be section lines. So here the surfaces which I have shaded, inside this yellow portion I would be drawing the section lines, that is the cutting plane lines, because when an object is cut we have to explain the sectioning, that is draw the convention which indicates that it has been cut, and that is possible with the help of section lines. For that I am selecting a point as the reference. I can take any given point in the diagram, like for example here, and I'll mark 45° with respect to this point, and then taking this as the reference, here I'll draw the section lines, and for the section lines again they are also medium dark lines, so I'm using red color which indicates medium dark as per the convention which I have provided. So here is the sectional front view which I have drawn with the help of section lines. So here once I have completed the sectional front view, I'll draw the center lines over here. Then this circle, some portion of it will be hidden because like this another circle is there behind. Next, after reaching here, I'll quickly give the dimensions to complete the problem, starting with the front view. And again, dimension lines are also medium dark lines. So here I am using another color which is light blue. Now this will indicate the medium dark lines. Inner circle having diameter 44 mm. External circle outer circle having a diameter of 60 mm. This height shows the center to center distance, which is 105 mm. Then the height of this plate is 15 mm. Length of this plate is 20 mm. And then after giving the dimensions in the front view, now I'll start giving the dimensions in the top view. And remember, whenever you have circle or semicircle where you are getting their true shapes, that is their exact shapes, then give the dimensions there. Like for example, if I look at this plate in the front, this plate is looking like a rectangle to me, but when I look from the top, that place is actually a semicircular portion. So I'll have to give the dimensions here because here I'm getting the true shape. Radius 30 mm. The diameter is 30. Then this rib having a width of 12 mm. Sixty mm. Then after that the length is total 105 mm. Next I'll give the dimensions in the side view. External diameter is 60 mm. Next, inner diameter. Inner diameter, I'm marking here 30 mm. Next, after this, I'll give the dimensions to the rib here as well, because in the side view it is visible. 12 mm width. Then after that, I'll give the total height here. Total height is 165 mm. And next, the total width, a very small space is left here, so I'll give that total width as 60 mm. At last, I'll show the cutting plane. When the sectional front view is there, cutting plane should be indicated in the side view, which is here, and that is cutting plane A dash. And with this, we complete the problem.